Oh, seven commanders, welcome back. This is a continuation of where I left off. I like to do a short recap. I mentioned the app that changes your HUD colors. This is the app that I was referring to. It'll allow you to customize your color scheme of your HUD, and I highly recommend it. It'll personalize your game experience, and you can find a color scheme that is soft on your eyes. All right, next up was I need to get credits. I was in the Sidewinder with a horrible jump range, and I needed to get credits fast so I could get into a ship that I could kind of move around the bubble in. So I took the 42 jump route to do the xenobiology scan because it pays out very well. As you've seen, I gained 42 million credits on one planet's worth of scan. It's faster than doing bounty hunting in the same amount of time. I would have gained just a fraction if I did bounty hunting or mission running. So I wanted to get credits fast, and that was my route. So I wanted to dive into the nearest system that I could get some xenobiology. So I chose to go to Call 286 Sector BSI C10-11, right? I did my, I didn't get all of those, but I got the five, and it paid out 42 million. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these two planets because my next goal in line is to A out my ship. So as you can see, I need to get at least another 42 million credits to get my A plant, my A thrusters, and my A power distributors. I also want to change my lightweight alloy, but that will be later down the road when I start to unlock my engineers. Speaking of engineers, let's see where we're at in the engineers. All right, we have Felicia Farsier. This is the first one. You unlock her whenever you sell any of the cartography data, and she becomes like a possible. So we're going to work towards getting her completely unlocked, and we're going to daisy chain the engineers. And I'll explain that a little bit later in another video of how we're going to collect enough engineering materials to cascade our engineers. So we're just going to run from one engineer to the next engineer to the next engineer, and it's going to unlock in sequence. Okay, and that way you could do it all in one sitting or a couple of session sittings, and you have your engineers completely unlocked and blueprints pinned. This is your remote engineering workshop that is available to any space station. So when you have pin blueprints, you could go here and engineer modules without having to go to the settlement of the engineer place. Okay, so well, let's kickstart this. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to sell off what I don't need, and that happens to be the Sidewinder. I could always buy the Sidewinder back. I mean, it's not like it's going to dent the credits. So if I ever need the Sidewinder, I could always rebuy it back. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our first system. I look at 11 jumps. That's workable. We might be able to speed that down. All right, I have 11 jumps doing the economy route. So if I chose to go the fastest route, it's only 2 jumps. Much better, much faster. And I'm in queue for takeoff. Um, Anytime that you're in auto launch or mode, there's no harm in targeting ships that are out there. You sometimes get encoded data. You can manually fly out. It doesn't matter how you want to leave out, but sometimes manual fly out might get you a bounty. All right, so let's cruise on over here. Put some distance between myself and the thing. I'm going to make sure that I have my fire group set up for my surface scanner and my just D scanner. I'm still going to do the whole D scan and the full spectrum scan of the system that I'm going to, because I'm trying to keep a collection of cartography data on hand so that I could use it to build reputation in systems that I need to for the engineers. Just to show you how nice this 5A fuel scoop is. It won't take you long to fuel scoop. Before we were getting one per second or something like that. See, there you go. Awesome sauce. All right. Well, look at that. I don't need to actually scan it. It was 100%. All right. So I charged the frame shift drive. You don't have to actually be on target to activate it. You could kind of build it up and then put your cursor on the destination. I do like this cockpit, the Mandalay cockpit. It's actually really nice. Uh, I'm not going to worry about fuel scooping. All right, I'm going to go through this to discover the systems because I have to go to a specific system, and this is going to be a quick way for me to pin down where I need to go. And there's planets behind the system. All right, I'm going to go for the. Now there's going to be usually if you find a big one, you're going to find small satellite planets like moons. So, oops. All right, big old planet there. I'm spinning the tuner down to see if there's any other ones. It might not have any moons. Looks like I'm gonna have to reposition my ship. So let's fly out a little bit. Put some distance out there. Well, bugger. All right. All right. I'll scan what I can out through here, and then I'll reposition to get the one behind the star. This might seem kind of boring, but it's a very economy way of quickly discovering the system without having to fly the distance to every single planet to get the discovery. Because sometimes if you're going to fly over 10,000 light seconds away, that might take like 5, 6 minutes to do. So yeah, we're almost done. I guess the one is actually behind that planet. So let's fly over this planet off to the side here. There we go. Bingo, bingo, bingo. All right. So we got to cruise over to 5C. Oh, see all these identified signal sources? We could easily go through them. If you on the very far left of the menu, it'll give you the system information. So we're going to go to 5C. You see how this 5C has that little spaceship down next to it, the icon? That uh, sig that's the indicator for it's a landfall planet. Okay. Same thing with this one. This one is not. This one is not. This one is not. But this one you can. So we're gonna cruise over there. I'll set my cruise control, and we're gonna survey the planet, and then we're gonna look for the lowest uh, blue blob, because that's gonna show us where the rare ones are. See, I'd probably be able to play elevator music for you guys, but it's kind of quiet in space. I like how they incorporated the Space Odyssey 2010 kind of music to the background while you're flying. All right, here we go. Yeah, as soon as I get close, I'm going to kick off the cruise assist because I don't really want to. I don't need to get into orbit to do the survey. I just have to get within like zero point 0.2 light seconds, sometimes 0.25. So, and I'm going to dead hit X to come to a stop. There we go. I guess you have to be within millions of meters, but that's okay. It's a small planet. As soon as I figure out where the planet went to on my screen here. Maybe I should fly a little closer. It's a tiny, tiny moon. Uh, so we're going to try to find a place to land here. I'm going to get myself stopped real quick outside the orbit. And you just go back into your... Good grief, boy. There we go. You just go back into your thing. We're going to look for the lowest thing. See, Odyssey is here. So we're going to find that big blue blob right there. And we're going to land right on the fringe of that. Okay. So I'm going to get myself orientated to where I'm at in the planet. There you go. If I'm going to land directly in front of me or right up in here, I'm going to have to put that into my upper corner so that I could get that angle of approach. And it's a very small planet, so you don't have to lawn dart it. In fact, I suggest don't lawn darting planetary landings. Lawn darting is when you actually just go directly into the dot where you just head directly there because you're going to cut yourself short. And I'm pretty high up, so I'm going to actually just do the orbital glide and get myself over that blue area before. I'm going to use those two crater markers down there as a positional awareness marker so I can mental note that. So if the blue fades before I get too close or whenever I drop out of cruise, I know where I'm going to try to land at. Here we go. So right in there, I'm going to, well, that little patch looks like it has our name on it. Before I choose the place, since everything in front of me is our target area, I'm gonna I'm gonna drop into. I'm gonna use my downward thrusters to get myself into position here and look around this area here. Because picking any kind of spot may not be right. We want to be able to get um, close to several specimens. You can see that they're already starting to show up here. So, so we're going to dive a little bit closer here. Careful. And see, there's one type of specimen. There's another type of specimen. Some rocks. We're just going to kind of pan around here and see what our specimen looks like. Some of those icons out there that look like objects are just rocks. Alright, so those right there aren't. So I'm gonna put ourselves kind of right over here because I don't mind having to fly out, drive out. I just want to get close to where I could use my ship as a marker. Here, see, look at that, right there. We'll get, we'll come up, we'll put ourselves over here. Why is my ship going like that? Isn't that funny? Shields, gotta have your shields. I wonder if that was a bug. All right. The Mandalay has a really nice little footprint. Uh, it's a medium ship, insufficient. All right. Has a, I was going to say, it has a really small footprint size. So when you actually get into your vehicle, I'll show you, I can show you what I'm talking about. It has a tight footprint size, so it doesn't take a big footprint to land on the planet. Not as small as the Sidewinder or some of the smaller ships, but still good if it's going to let me get out. All right, here we go. I'll spin myself around here. See how well, that's not a very good angle. Yeah. See how the footprint is a little bit tight on the Mandalay? It's really nice. All right. So we're going to start this process here. I came too close to the thing. We're going to start the whole process, and I'm going to track down the xenobiology scans that I could do. I'm going to take note that there's different plants right here. There's a specimen right there. There's a specimen right here. And it looks like that one is another specimen that I could do. Yeah, that looks like another specimen right there. After a little bit of time, you're going to be able to identify the plants by the shape night vision and be able to cruise right over to them and get them. All right, so let's start this process here. These are easy to find, so I'm going to start it here. There we go. So the goal for this session is to make 80 million credits, right? All right. So there's some places right over there. I'm using the vertical thrusters to see where I'm at. I'm going to change the pips so I could always have thrusters so on my engine so I could actually be able to stay up jump and use it as a way to look around. I might be able to just zip over to this spot and the next spot and be able to get the specimens really quick. Oh, look at that. New different type of specimens. All right. It's not what we were looking for, but that's okay. It's nice to know that we got close to several different types of specimens. So this process might actually go really, really quick. We'll scan the one that we ran into. There's our ship. I'm using this as like a way to look around to see what we have here. I'm not gonna die on this fall here. It's possible, but not likely. All right. See, I'm looking for this shape on the horizon, or this kind of cluster shape. That looks like another third specimen. Some plants down there. So we're gonna look over this side. Look at that little plant right there. It's nice to mental note where you see some of these plants, because you're gonna go back to one spot, do a loop, and then you're gonna do another loop. I'm gonna make sure how far I am from my ship here. That looks like a specimen right there. I'm trying to stay within the 2 kilometer range of my ship. I could go out there, but I don't see any of the specimens. See, there's a nice specimen right there. I'm having a it takes a little bit of practice driving in turret mode. I have a buddy that just has a hard time driving his SRV in turret mode. I just consider it like driving a tank where you have your turret and you have your direction that you're moving to. And if you get turned around like this, you just kind of keep playing with the acceleration keys to kind of shimmy around objects. And I don't go too fast. I try to regulate my speed so I'm not totally out of control and cause a tip. I don't know if I scanned those over there, so I'm gonna see if something that I could scan. So I only need is one more of those little stump-looking things. I might have already came here, so we'll find out. And the black screen of transition. All right, look at that. Got a first specimen here. All right. Next, we're gonna. I could have scanned that one, but I want to try to put some distance between the next specimen. So I'm gonna come over to here, and we're gonna start this one. These little purpley flowery plants. since we know we've seen them on that direction over there, we're going to go back the way we came and just kind of scan some of the plants just to get these three specimens. We might have to change ship locations to find others, but we know that there's four types of specimens that we could scan in this immediate area. And we're going to see if these are distant enough to get the scan on, because we could. The black screen of transition. All right, we can get this one. Oh, bingo, bingo. Look at that. We got two specimens of that type real close by. We'd probably be able to go over this hill and find another one. And then we could cruise over to get the next specimen here. All right, since we're on the third one, we're going to cruise over to that cluster way over there so we could get the next sample, the next specimen sample. Those look like rocks. I'm trying to stage it so as soon as I get the third one, I could quickly start the next series. And those do not look like what I was looking for. But something over there looks like promising. So we probably will be able to get the scan on this one to finish off this one here. All right, that's specimen two. All right, we need to find our third specimen. And we got that funky plant already. I'm hoping to get all of them within this one little valley here. We might have to fly around for those little discs, oyster-looking ones. We'll do this. we'll do these little disc thing here. I know that we saw one back the way we came earlier, so we'll do this one. We could drive around and get a little road trip experience here. See, oh, look at that. Right over there is where I was looking for those little tower things. But we'll do this. We'll do this specimen here. And who knows, we might get like super lucky on how fast we find it. All right, so we're looking for these little sausages stuck in the ground. I wanted to take a look at this valley over here, see, or this little, see if I can find something. It's good to know because in that valley it has those little, the other specimens, and it is right off the point of our ship. So if we're gonna mental note that, but it looked like there. Is that rocks down there? You think those are rocks down there? They're probably rocks. We may not be that lucky, but that one right there looks like a disc. Let's see if that's a. That is what we call a rock. Alright. Guess we're gonna head back the way we came over that way. Oh no, another specimen. Look at that. We have two more specimens after we get this one done that we could track down. So maybe it's a good thing that we're doing this one right now that we have to actually drive around, get a little bit of a lay of the map, so to speak. And there's another specimen right over there. I don't want to go down there yet. I guess I might have to. Smack. Oh, sorry, this is a process. It's like a little scavenger hunt. Maybe that's something over there. I'll drive over those plants here. Um, this is that one that we found earlier, I believe. We'll find out. This is actually not that bad of a process. It might seem kind of boring, but you get to drive around in your buggy a little bit more, and you, that's another one right over there. So maybe we might get lucky and have that as far enough away. But it's not that bad. I like planetary driving. Um, some people don't, because it's not their choice. Um, but it's not bad just practicing. It helps when you actually have the controls set up so you're not like driving crazy all over the place. My first experience with the SRV was that my buddy was like, "Hey, we got to go get this Guardian Friendship drive, right?" So we fly out the hour and a half, close, darn it, close to 2 hours of of jumping just to get all the way out to this like Guardian ruins, right? And our first experience in the SRV was to get out there, and it was just the drive assist on made it so hard because we were so used to flying the ships, and we were like, why? What is wrong with this? Because we couldn't go forward just so far. It was just like all on throttle, and then when we backtracked the throttle, it was like all reverse. So you were like either going crazy forward or crazy back, and if you're trying to turn or navigate, you're hitting every single rock there imaginable. We were trying to get back into our shifts because we were like, F this. We're not doing this right now. We got to figure out how to drive our SRVs because doing the Guardian runes, you actually have to do a puzzle that takes a time limit. And we were so green off the academy. We didn't even know how to drive our SRVs. We couldn't do it. We had to bail. We had to bail out. In fact, I actually destroyed my ship so I could go all the way back to the space station that I started with. 'Cause I was like, I'm not going to spend 2 hours to jump all the way back to the bubble area to get it, to get it. So thankfully, after some trial and error, now have my key sets to be able to navigate the SRV and doing like Guardian puzzles and any kind of planetary movement with my SRV is really, really easy. I'm stuck on a plant. Um, I was kind of hoping that was a specimen. I'm at a complete loss. This is gonna annoy me if I can't find another one of those little buggers. All right, I guess I'll just free roam this until I can. And it's a good lesson to be had of make sure you take specimens that you've kind of mental noted where you could find some of them, because you could end up driving all over the planet looking for something and then having to get in your ship and relocate just to find the one specimen that you needed just to start over, only to fly back to where you knew where everything was at to do it. All right, let's see what's up here. We're gonna go up here. What's wrong with my? I'm having a driver malfunction here. I want to climb up that hill. Oh, nice to know that there's a plant right there. Uh, maybe we might got lucky in that one right there in front of us, right there, is a plant specimen. This place is not as rocky as I'm making it sound like. Yeah, that looks like a plant specimen. All right, fantastic. I'm gonna get out. All right, fantastic. I was getting kind of worried, especially when I'm recording. It's like, yeah, this is going to take a little bit longer than I thought. All right, I just pulled up the surface. This is what I scanned. Oh, that was weird. This is the specimen, the total specimens that you can find on this planet. So far, we got 3. So we're just going to try to find a few more to go. To get the rest of the specimens, look at that. We're just going to start with what we see in front of us. Um, to get the rest of the specimens, we will probably need to relocate our ship and fly it around to the plains, which is not a bad thing because our ship already took off. So we could actually just drive our SRV over to some of them. So, so we're going to track these guys down here. I don't think it'll be as bad as the other one. The black screen of transition. All right, 1 and 3. We'll be able to knock this one out a little bit easier. Actually, I'm just it's little flower plants. I'm gonna try to get back up over that one area that I was at before. We're gonna cruise down there. We're gonna drive off this road here. I'm not adding acceleration here just because if I use the vertical thrusters, I'll nosedive myself down in the valley. I'm just gonna let it roll on down the hill. There we go. That would have been embarrassing if I had accidentally destroyed my SRV on the first go here. Alright, so we're looking for those little bugger plants. Here I'm not in turret mode because I'm just going to navigate the area that I'm kind of familiar with already and drive over these alien plants. Here we go. Now I'm just looking for the last one that's nearby. Hopefully it will be nearby. There we go. This might be it right here. Alright, so I'm gonna move to the next planet. I got the specimens that I could find around this one area. I could do those little plants. I could do those little plants, but I didn't see very many of them, and I could always come back and pick it up. That's one thing. Even though I didn't get all of the specimens, since I'm just trying to get through a quick rundown of credits is what I'm trying to get, and I could always come back to this place. I can always come back to this. I was trying to look at the there we go. I could always come back and finish off this, but I got four. I got four. I can get the other ones. I could come back and get more credits by doing those, but I want to try to get through the process of getting into engineering my ship so that I could actually get the most out of my ship right now. Whether right now I'm doing exploration style activities, but also I want to get the engineers so that I could get into combat. And to get there, you kind of have to go through the hoops to do it. So before I start engineering, I wanted to make sure that I could get all my core modules at least A rated. And I have a shield generator. I put a 6A, a 6C in there, which I don't necessarily need for an exploration ship, but I'm doing it because there's other ships that will use that 6C shield generator. So I'm kind of going to use it now so that I could engineer it later, for a hot swap to another ship. Is what my stumbling point was. All right, so I'm going to repeat this process on two other planets, and then I'll get back with you, and I'll show you how much credits we made. Okay. All right. I've completed two planet surveys for Xeno stuff, so I'm going to go sell it. You have to go down to the hangar and get into the concourse to sell your alien data. That's the only way that you could sell the alien data, by the way. And then we're going to return back to our ship and do some upgrading on it and sell off the cartography data, see where we're at in that. Disembark. Have to get my orientation of where the little doors are at. You'd always come to the hangar and admire your cool looking ship. All right. All right, let's go. Lots of people chilling out here. All right. We're looking for the Vista place. Here we go, right over here. And I want to capture this because I want to show you how good it pays. All right, so two planets, 77 million credits. If I was looking to get into a Anaconda right off the bat, I would have been already in an Anaconda. And I'll kind of show my point here because we already earned 42 million before on the first planet. So we could have easily done those three planets and been in an Anaconda by game session 2. However, that's not what my goal was. But you could do it, and you would have been able to perfectly be cool with that. My aim is to get a ship that is going to be able to get me around quick enough in the shortest amount of time to begin unlocking the engineers. And then I could always come back and do more Xeno to get Anaconda if I really wanted one. Right? Yeah, just to kind of show my point here. You could be in a Crate Mark II if you like those ships too. Though that's a good ship. See, Anaconda. Oh, 146. So I probably would have needed to do another two more planets. But if you think about it, I already bought this ship, and I'm already almost to Anaconda pricing. So for this purposes, we're gonna a out our core internals. If I could A out my internals. Why can't I A out? All right, I cannot get that here. I get my thrusters. Now I'm going to go into a power problem here, and I'll solve that in a minute. Well, bugger. All right. So I need to improve my power just a little bit here. So let's see what we get here. All right, I'm just going to temporary buy a 4C, and then I'm going to sell what I just got rid of because I don't know. You're only allowed 200 modules, so it's not bad to sell off modules that you're not going to come back to. Like I'm not going to come back to these 4Es, so I could safely get rid of them. Even though I have 200 spots, when you start getting into multiple ships, these module spots get taken up pretty quick. Because sometimes you might buy something and that's not what you needed or wanted, and you take modules off and then go buy a different ship, etc., etc. So, but we have 80. All right, we had 82 million. I bought uh, thrusters, and I'll probably spend about another 14 million mil. I jumped over to the next space station over. We have 72 million, so I went and I bought the A-rated power plant and the A-rated power distributor. I also bought two shield boosters that I want to engineer for purposes later in Elite Dangerous career life, uh, and to have them on hand when I get to that engineer. I'm not worried about it right now, but that's it. That closes out my second game session. I'll talk to you in the third. Have a good night, oh 07 Commanders.